Good morning. It's Thursday, September 21st. Thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Books in a Minute. I'm Sade Campbell, the Enrollment and Communications and Social Media Manager here at HCC. Pleased to be joined by my co-host, Benjamin Escobar, who goes by Benji. He serves as HCCTV's videographer and is a filmmaking student here at the institution. Good morning, Benji.
Or should I say buenos dias, right? I mean, today we're doing something very different on the show. The second half of the segment is going to be all in Spanish. So I'm ready for it. Or estoy listo para eso.
You know what? 5 years of Spanish, I understood that. Wouldn't have been able to say it, but I understood it.
There you go.
So, yes, absolutely. Buenos dias. Tell everyone how they can find us.
Yeah, we're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, but Houston Community College District. We're also on YouTube or X, formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV, where you can catch a rebroadcast of this show at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Yes, and as Benji shared today for Thursday Family Fun Day, we have a special treat for Hispanic Heritage Month, our very first interview in Espanol. Joining us today for that segment will be Camila Arevalo. Buenos dias, Camila.
Buenos dias. Buenos dias. I'm so glad to be invited in this and be part of the first interview in Spanish. So estoy
Thank
lista.
you. Gracias. All right, but first, primera, I remember that in Spanish. On the eve of Deaf Awareness Week, we have a graduate of HCC Sign Language Interpreter Program, Renae Guerra, who also serves as an administration assistant for HCC Speech Communications and American Sign Language Program. And she's a graduate of HCC's Interpreter Training Program. Welcome to the show, Renae.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for having me here. I'm very excited for this opportunity to speak more on our program and some of these very exciting upcoming events.
Yes, and we'll talk about Deaf Awareness Week in just a second. Tell us, this in the city of Houston, my brother became ordained as a minister at a church that was very intentional about having a sign language ministry, because a lot of people didn't realize how many deaf citizens we had in the third ward area, which is where the church was. I think it's something that we know exists. We just don't know how much we don't take into consideration about how we serve this community. So I'm sure, there's some type of underlying passion and reason behind why you chose to go into the field of sign language, but what made you choose to learn American Sign Language?
So I'm going to have to say personally, I just have a passion for serving others with a commitment on making a positive impact. So with that being my driving force, that's what led me to join the program. Once I began taking classes and I became more involved, not only in my studies, but within the community and the opportunities that I had to be introduced to members of the community, my admiration for the language, the culture, and the community just came naturally.
Love to hear that. And as a graduate of HCC's Interpreter Training Program, how would you describe the benefits of the program with someone who's considering joining?
So I had a great experience, and I believe that the program was a great place to start my journey. I had very in tune instructors that were very committed to making sure that they were teaching us what we were needing to be taught to be prepared in the real world. I made great connections with my interpreting peers and some of those people that I'd be working in the deaf community. And I think that having skilled, experienced interpreters as our instructors who were able to bring real world experiences into the classroom really helped me to feel more prepared.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So Deaf Awareness Week is something that we commemorate every year here at HCC. For those who hadn't heard of it or don't know how it is typically commemorated, what's the importance of this event?
Deaf Awareness Week is an opportunity for us to promote the positive aspects of deafness with a greater awareness and understanding of the deaf and hard of hearing community. So by raising awareness, we can then begin to advocate for that equal access need of the communication and tools and services. And by doing that, we will then encourage a society of inclusivity, regardless of one's ability to hear.
Thank you so much for sharing that. What is something you learned? I guess, well, let's take it from a lens of higher education, areas where faculty members, staff members can be more prepared to serve our deaf community members better. Where are some gaps that we have some opportunity around?
Well, I think that generally it's a good idea to know resources that you can provide. So specifically for faculty members, if they have a deaf student that's coming into their classroom and they don't see that they have cart services or some type of accommodation for them to be successful, then I believe that it would be helpful for the faculty to be aware of those things that are available to students, resources and accommodations that can help them.
Absolutely. And you all are doing or hosting a lot of events next week during Deaf Awareness Week. What can people expect?
So if you're going to have to excuse me if I'm looking, because we have quite a bit going on. So Monday, the 25th from noon to 2 p.m. we'll be in front of the W.W. Harmon building, where we'll be hosting in partnership with Student Life Club Deaf. So this is an opportunity for students to come listen to good music. There will be students that will be interpreting music on the side. So it's going to be, oh, and there's food. So music, food, fun. It's going to be a great time. Tuesday, September 26th from 1 to 3, we'll be having a deaf panel discussion in the W.W. Harmon building as well. That will be in room 101. And this is going to be an opportunity to hear from deaf and hard of hearing members of the community, some of who that work at HCC with us. Wednesday, September 27th, noon to 2 p.m., we're going to be hosting game day. That's also going to be at the W.W. Harmon building. That's going to be in rooms 101 and 100. And we are going to be asking participants to participate in a voices off so we can have a little bit more of an immersive experience. Thursday, September 28th, from 11 to 1, we are going to be hosting a few of the Houston area interpreting agencies visiting us to showcase and discuss some opportunities available to get involved with the deaf community. Friday, September 29th, we'll have a virtual event for sign language. It's going to be a virtual sign language class that's going to be open to anyone who has registered for the event. Saturday is going to be the American Sign Language Concert, and that's our final event. That's Saturday, September 30th from 3 to 5 at the Heinen Theater, and students will be bringing life to music using American Sign Language.
That is an incredible lineup. I mean, listen, so thoughtful. It covers so many different areas. Students with different levels or different areas of interest. There's really something for everybody in that lineup. You mentioned that you were partnering with Student Life. Are there any other opportunities for students to get involved or learn more about American Sign Language?
So I always tell students, whether they're wanting to become interpreters or they're just wanting to learn the language, learning the language, there are a few options, right? So at HCC, we do offer ASL classes. You don't necessarily need to take the whole program to become an interpreter. So HCC offers sign language classes. Finding opportunities, volunteer opportunities in working with other organizations where you can get involved with the deaf community. And one thing that I hear a lot in the community is that a lot of times they just want hearing people to try to learn some sign language so that there is a little bit of a bridge between that gap of communication.
Absolutely. And it would only be appropriate if we it would only be appropriate if we did some signing during this event. So can you invite our deaf community to the Deaf Awareness Week events real quick in sign language?
So our events for next week, the Deaf Awareness Week, is open to all. So please join us.
Thank you so much, Renae, for joining us. We've been talking to Renae Guerra, who's an administrative assistant for HCC's Speech Communications and American Sign Language program. She's also a graduate of our interpreter training program. We'll have more information posted after the show about Deaf Awareness Week. Thanks so much for joining us, Renae.
Absolutely. Thank you for everything.
All right. We are hosting us a whole lot of languages here on Up to the Minute today. We're going to move on to Benji with our very first interview in Español.
Yeah. Ahora estamos con Camila Arevalo de el Houston Latin Fest, la presentadora del Festival de la Salsa que tomará lugar este fin de semana. Bienvenida al programa, Camila.
Hola, muchas gracias por tenerme acá. Estoy muy feliz de estar acá con ustedes.
Sí, gracias por ser parte de este episodio tan especial, ya que es el primer segmento que hacemos totalmente en español en Up to the Minute o hasta el minuto para traducir el programa. Entonces hay que empezar. ¿Qué es el Festival de la Salsa?
Sí, bueno, pues el Festival de la Salsa es una verdadera representación de la celebración de nuestra herencia hispana a través de la música, la comida y el arte. Presentará cantantes en vivo, presentaciones folclóricas, culturales típicas de nosotros, de nuestra cultura, y vendedores de comidas de diferentes países, Puerto Rico, México, Honduras, Salvador, y es una gran forma de conmemorar a la herencia hispana en este mes tan importante.
Es verdad lo que dices. Entonces, al final del día, ¿cuál es el propósito del evento? Yo sé que a mí me gustaría ir
Sí.
a asistir a un concierto y todo, pero dinos, ¿hay un propósito detrás de todo esto?
Claro que sí. El propósito realmente del Festival de la Salsa es promover la unidad, la diversidad cultural y preservar nuestro patrimonio latino, tradiciones culturales para otras generaciones, para que se siga preservando pues nuestra historia como tal.
Okay. Y yo sé que este evento ha sido lo que ha pasado ya, entonces, ¿cuándo nació de verdad realmente el Festival de la Salsa en Houston?
Nace hace 5 años con la intención de presentar los mejores bailarines de salsa y además orquestas locales e internacionales.
Okay. Y dinos, ya para los que están viendo el programa, ¿dónde y cuándo será el evento?
Sí, este evento este año va a ser en Discovery Green, va a ser en el centro, en el corazón de Houston, en Downtown Houston, en Kidney Street, desde la 1 de la tarde hasta las 10 de la noche. La entrada general cuesta solamente $12 y los niños menores de 12 años entran gratis. Entonces es un evento totalmente familiar.
Wow. Y un evento que toma desde las 1 p.m. hasta las 10 p.m. Entonces tenemos varias cosas que hacer, varios artistas que ver. Y hablando de eso,
Un festival.
hablando de eso, ¿qué artistas se presentarán en este evento?
En esta ocasión vamos a tener a Roberto Blades con los clásicos de la salsa, vamos a tener a Orquesta Tumbaca, a Grupo Cache, Orquesta Pachangara, Orquesta Son de H, LD Dance y muchísimos más, aparte de los bailes folclóricos que se van a presentar de diferentes grupos.
Wow. ¿Y cómo podemos conseguir esos boletos para asistir el evento?
Sí, los boletos se pueden conseguir en Eventbrite si buscan el Festival de la Salsa o también en www.elfestivaldelasalsa.com encontrarán el link donde pueden encontrar las entradas para poder comprarlas.
Bueno, muchas gracias Camila por toda esa información. Yo sé que yo también soy una persona muy visual y me gustaría también ver el video que nos trajiste hoy enseñando toda la información del evento. Aquí está.
Michelob Ultra, Power 105.3 y Telemundo presentan el Festival de la Salsa, celebrando nuestra herencia hispana, con la presentación de Roberto Blades, interpretando todos sus éxitos.
Lágrimas brotan de mis ojos.
Además, la Orquesta Tumbacá, Grupo Caché, Orquesta Pachángara, Son de H y mucho más. Festival de la Salsa, domingo 24 de septiembre en el Discovery Green, 1500 McKinney Street, de 1 a 10 de la noche, con artesanía y comida típica de distintos países. El Festival de la Salsa es traído en parte por AT&T, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Evamor, la oficina del abogado Domingo García, Amigo Energy, Tampico. Para más información visita www.elfestivaldelasalsa.com.
Entonces, o si quieres, mira, allá, ya que estamos llegando casi al final del segmento, si nos puedes dar un pitch más o menos, ya lo último, ya para decirnos qué va a pasar en el Festival de la Salsa y darnos toda la información y una página si tienes para compartir con nosotros.
Exactamente. Vamos a estar este 24 de septiembre en Discovery para el Festival de la Salsa, un festival conmemorado para los latinos, hecho para nosotros. Tendremos, como dice, bailarines flamencos, más de 150 food trucks, donde van a haber comidas, restaurantes y también negocios latinos. Entonces, sería muy increíble poder verlos a muchos de ustedes allá y poder acompañarnos en la celebración en el mes de la herencia hispana.
Okay. Muchas gracias Camila Arevalo. Ella es de parte del Houston Latin Fest y la presentadora de este evento este fin de semana del Festival de la Salsa, y tendremos toda tu información en el post después de este show. Muchas gracias por estar acá.
Muchísimas gracias a ustedes.
Benji, what are you looking forward to, or how are you planning to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month?
Well, I mean, first of all, I mean, my parents do have a Salvadorian restaurant in the northwest part of Houston. So, I mean, daily do I eat there. I mean, it's like I'm already celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month as it is. But I think this month is just very special to us, the Latino and Hispanic community, because, it gives us a chance to represent and to show off to other people who don't know the culture too well. Of how we are, how we react to things, and the type of music that we listen to. Like, for example, we're gonna have this Salsa Latin Fest, and I mean that's great to, like, maybe not only the Hispanic community goes out, but maybe we can have some folks from here, from a school that are not Latino or Hispanic, to come and see what it's all about. All right, Sharday, let's see if we can move on to the news and events and announcements. I mean, that was a great segment in Spanish, would you say? I mean, we had a little technical difficulties there, but I mean,
one language to the other. Yes, I love it. Well, congratulations are in order for the Mel Center, who is making headlines. HCC is proudly featured among leaders in a recent issue of Mel, the Journal of Communication Distribution, as part of its 35th anniversary. The publication featured flashback covers, including HCC's Mel Center. According to Director Ken Hoyle, it has earned well-deserved recognition with numerous articles and even 2 cover stories spotlighting the pivotal role the Mel Center services play in the logistics landscape, and specifically in keeping HCC running.
And so now we have Coleman celebrates the Hispanic Heritage Month. Celebrate Latino heritage and grab a shirt and some candy while there. This will take place Tuesday, September 26th at 11 a.m. at the Coleman Atrium. We'll have more info on our post after the show.
All right, the Automotive Career Fair for Technicians and Mechanics is for current and former Transportation Center of Excellence students here at HCC to meet with employers. It'll be happening 9 a.m. to noon Wednesday, September 27th at our Automotive Technology Training Center at HCC. We'll have more details posted after the show.
Well, if you like space and MIT, well, we have something for you. It's called the Eventathon. What's the NASA and MIT challenge? HCC's Eventathon, in collaboration with NASA, the NASA we know, yes, invites students to join an exhilarating hackathon experience that explores the depth of space technology and its potential to drive Earth sustainability. Students can form teams or embark on this adventure solo, delving into coding robotics or unleashing their creative genius to make something the world has never seen. Faculty will also have the chance to mentor students. Meeting them next week to match up for group mentoring would be taking place on Friday, September 29th from noon to 4 p.m. This is going to be taking place virtually and also in person at the West Loop campus. And then we have the actual eventathon and / hackathon. It'll take place Saturday, October 29th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Same place and also virtually at the West Loop campus. So definitely join us for that. And just check out the post after the show for more info.
All right. And as always, we like to wrap out with a reminder that registration is still open, although our second start session has begun. Later start sessions are still available. Fall registration for late start sessions is in full swing. They are shorter sessions, but still shorter sessions, a little more intense because of the pace, but still available to help you enroll at a time that works for you and what you have going on, and all of your responsibilities. Online and in-person classes are available. To learn more about HCC program start dates and options to cover costs, please visit hccs.edu/apply. Coming up, for Film Friday, we'll a filmmaker to discuss his series titled Beaumont's Black History in Moving Pictures. And later, for Music Monday, we'll continue our celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month with a Santana tribute band that will play at an upcoming music festival. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Up to the Minute. Benji, you want to close us out in Spanish and thank everyone for joining us?
Bueno, los quiero dejar con esto. Para mí, lo que significa el mes de la herencia hispana es la cultura, lo que podemos enseñarle nosotros a personas que no saben cómo somos nosotros los hispanos o latinos. Nosotros definitivamente somos bien diferentes como hacemos todo, como la comida, música y todo eso. Entonces, viviendo en una ciudad como Houston es algo que me hace bien feliz porque nosotros podemos compartir esa cultura con mucha gente y eso es muy especial para mí y estoy contento y orgulloso de ser latino. Entonces, lo quiero dejar con eso. And also, we'll switch back to English here and basically just give you a little, if you don't understand what we were saying in Spanish, I'll just give you kind of like a little basis of what we said. So basically, we're going to have the Salsa Fest happening at Discovery Green, located at 1500 McKinney Street. Is going to take place from 1 to 10 p.m. and the general entry is only $12. And also kids under age of 12 will get in for free. We'll have artists such as Roberto Blades, Orquesta Tumbaca, Grupo Cache, Orquesta Pachangara, Orquesta Son de H, LD Dance, and many more events. And you can get these tickets on Eventbrite or visit the webpage www.elfestivaldelsalsa or elfestivaldelsalsa.com or just call 832-422-8936. So thank you so much for being here, Camila. Muchas gracias por asistir a este programa de Up to the Minute o Hasta el Minuto. I'm going to change the name, watch, for this whole month. Hasta el Minuto. Que tengan un buen día y muchas gracias.